People often say, I find it so difficult to believe in the resurrection. But when we get to the end of Matthew's Gospel and the other Gospels and are confronted with this extraordinary, ridiculous story about Jesus being alive again and an empty tomb and so on, we realize it isn't just difficult to believe in this, it was impossible then as it is impossible now, because we all know, and they knew as well as we do, that dead people don't get raised again. They stay dead. And so the Easter story isn't a strange story which we try somehow to fit into the old world. Easter is about the beginning of God's new world, new creation which has burst into the old world, disrupting it, overturning its expectations, doing something radical, something totally new and unexpected. For the Jews of Jesus' day, resurrection was something that God would do to all God's people at the end of time. And now, to their astonishment, it's something that's happened to one person in the middle of history. And so the story in Matthew 28, it looks like the end of the story if we're reading Matthew's Gospel, but actually the way Matthew tells the story, it's the beginning of a new story, the story of new creation, of the renewed, restored people of God. Because the Easter story isn't saying, there you are, there's a happy ending after all. It's saying there's a shocking new beginning and you are summoned to be part of it, to be part of making that happen. Because at the end Jesus says, all authority is now given to me in heaven and on earth. That picks up from those psalms we saw before, like Psalm 118, Psalm 8 and so on. When the King of Israel is finally revealed, Jesus, King of the Jews, remember, as he dies on the cross, then he is revealed as the Lord of the world. We are often quite happy to think about Jesus having all authority in heaven. What does it mean that he has all authority on earth? The answer is there in the Sermon on the Mount, which we saw a few weeks ago. This is what it looks like when God becomes king through the actions and the passion and death and resurrection of Jesus. It's the story of love, of all-conquering love, which goes about things totally differently from how the world goes about things. Yes, because it goes about things in the power of the resurrection. Therefore, he says, go and make disciples. The world is to be a different place because you Lent, Holy Week and Easter people, you who have followed Jesus and prayed through his story, you are to be his witnesses now, and he will be with you to the ends of the earth. Happy Easter.